We are 19. Let's continue then. The trap springs. Weeks pass, then months, another word from the Lotless. Alright, we escaped the march when it became violent, as every leader does, and now we are somewhere, and we don't have a word from the Lotless. You have to resort to odd jobs to survive. How much longer will you have to wait? Your hopes of seeing the Lotless return wane more and more with each passing day. You still recall the loss and bloodshed of St. Ignatius Square with pain? What happened to the others? How many of you managed to get away? And, more importantly, what happened to Sophia? The leader, but it's also a girl that we know since childhood because we saved her life and we freaking died. Once. You can die, you know how life is. You can die only thrice, right? And after that, there's the true death. So we died once for her, to save her. I wonder, probably Sophia gets away anyway, because she has to be the leader of the Lotless, right? At some point, so she wouldn't have died, I guess. But we did, though. We did. What for? Nothing. Nothing. Not even a kiss. Just give me a kiss. More days pass. You hear nothing. You keep returning to the same familiar city streets, glancing at the walls and windows, waiting anxiously for a sign or a familiar face. Then one day you finally see a sign. A yellow towel hanging outside the widow Mayer's window. Outside the widow Mayer's window. That means tonight. The brasto and tasto of Sir Voodoo. Welcome, Gabrielle. Welcome, welcome. Why so late? You're always late lately. Do you have any other streamer in your heart now? Also, hello, benvindo. You return to the basement. Only a few people are there. You look into their faces. There are fewer of you now. Some of the Lotless could not bring themselves to come, and others died back in the square. Sophia sits at the opposite end of the room, like an actor on a stage, her pipe in her hand. A golden ray of sunset has just reached through the basement window to glint in her hair. People are sitting at the benches or leaning against the wall. You sit where you normally do, in the front row, almost in the middle. There are voices and there are questions. Why did our meetings stop? Where has Sophia been all this time? What do we do now? Sophia stands up and looks straight at you, a golden light glowing in her eyes. I want to ask you all for one last favor. Please, for your own sake, don't do anything foolish. The golden light in Sophia's eyes comes alive and flies through the hall, enveloping the others in a viscous warmth. Your eyelids grow heavy, your mind becomes tangled and slow to react. You can barely stand and your legs feel like they're made out of rubber. The people in the front row slump to the floor. There are cries of surprise and confusion from the back rows. Then you hear heavy stomping steps. Armed knights clad in black armor enter the basement. The Lotless at the door draw their weapons and are killed instantly. A voice full of steel rings through the room. In the name of Emperor Uther II, you are all under arrest. Tá chovendo? Chovendo is raining, right? Está chovendo pacas. Então eu não ligo o PC. Está chovendo pacas. Então eu não ligo o PC. You don't have the PC? But you can, right? I'm streaming 720, huh? 720p. I guess. Your heart is racing, but the rays of sunlight will not release you from this stupor. You can do nothing but watch as your united brotherhood perishes. This feels like a nightmare. Some run for the tiny windows, others get down on their knees and surrender immediately, others stand or sit still, unsure of what to do. Your former unit is shattered. People you used to call friends and allies now kneel in submission, and those who do not kneel are quickly cut down. There are screams and flashes of steel, and then a merciless cry, "Surrender or face execution!" Sophia is no longer glowing, her eyelids are red. She tries to maintain composure, but you can see her lower lip trembling. Your eyes meet, and she looks away. She betrayed us? Sophia, but how? Why? Everything ends as quickly as it began. There you go. Now you think of a number, and if I don't guess it correctly, you get back your 1 channel point. So when you guess the number, tell me, and I'm trying to guess it. Most of you are arrested, many are killed. Everyone bound by Sophia's spell is swiftly bound at the wrists and placed against the wall. You know most of you would rather die fighting, and you would if you were not bound and gagged by magic. They took your choice away from you. These people are well armed, well trained, but you see no signs of their armor. They are not the Legion, nor the Prefecture, nor the Inquisition. Your worst fears come true. These are soldiers from the secret chancellery. Your body is bound to magic, so strong you cannot even twitch. You are trapped along with the rest of the Luckless. There is no escape. Your eyes close, you have to muster all your willpower to drive slumber away. Do you have enough willpower to break Sophia's spell, even for a moment? And even if you do, will it even help if you resist? Yeah, create a distraction is not bad. Sophia has betrayed you all, betrayed us. You urge your brothers to resist her. So tell me when you have a number in mind, Gabriel. I'll try to guess it. You break free and distract the secret chancellery soldiers in order to give some of the Luckless a chance to escape. Oh, we're gonna die. I'm trying to resist Sophia, I guess. Yeah. Eu tenho que falar? No. When you have a number in mind, you tell me and I try to guess it. Okay? When you are ready, you tell me. It's just guess the number, basically. Dizzy, what are we going to do? I think if we create a distraction, we are gonna die. We're not gonna surrender, obviously. I think I'll try to resist Sophia. I'll urge your brothers, my brothers, to resist her. Betray them back? No. No. Gabriel, you have to think of a number and I have to guess it. That's the cifra. Okay? So when you have a number in mind, you tell me, I have a number in mind, and I'll try to guess it. Okay? This is how this works. I'll try to resist Sophia. It's the others have to. Okay, good. So the number is from 1 to 10. The number is 4. 4. Is it right or wrong? I'll try to resist Sophia. Out of options, you muster all your will in an attempt to break free from the binding spell. Your voice cuts through the screams and chaos of the basement room. Wait, your voice cuts through the screams and chaos, okay. You scream and scream for your fellow Lotless to fight until the end. Sophia is a traitor. One day you will get her, and then she will pay. Oh, he listened to you. Your call inspires some of the Lotless to break free from the spell for a few precious moments. They knock down one of the black-clad mercenaries. Another man lunges at Sophia with his bare hands, ready to choke her to death. Oh, really? So she didn't betray us. But one of the men... Oh, another of the Lotless, I guess. But one of the men in black armor immediately jumps to protect her and greets an unarmed man with his sword. The same bloody fate awaits the other who tried to fight. One of the mercenaries slowly walks towards you and kicks you in the gut. You collapse, gasping for air, bound by the spell again. Sophia leans over you, shaking her head slowly and mirthfully. What have you done, you fool? I told you not to do anything foolish. This will only get you hurt. Maybe she's blackmailed in some way, but you know.
What have you done, you fool? I told you not to do anything foolish. This will only get you hurt.
Okay, that was better. Right? That was better content, right? Sophia walks away and the knights in black surround you. They tie you up, tightening the knots around your wrists so hard your fingers turn white, then kick you in the gut again, for good measure. You can't use that, Gabrielle. That's just for the streamer, me. I am the streamer. You are dragged out roughly and thrown into a windowless wagon along with the other Lotless. Soon the wagon shifts, then starts moving. You are being taken somewhere. Wow. You can't use that. Sophia, -1. Okay. You're still trusting? Sympathy? Don't know. Valor +1. I'm weak in battle though. Yeah, but I'm 9 now. Eloquence +1. I'm a silver tongue. Ladies, I'm a silver tongue, remember? I'm a silver tongue now. And willpower -5. Yeah, I'm exhausted, man. Life is so exhausting. This is a nice thing of this game. Whenever you do big choices, whenever big stuff happens, you get minus willpower. You get exhausted, you know. A doormat type persons, perhaps? Could be. This is strange though. Attack on the Lotless happened. The secret society of the Lotless was struck down by the secret chancellery. Many of the conspirators were captured. Another page passes. Days are followed by nights, nights are followed by new days. You can only tell because of the light coming in through the tiny window near the ceiling. You have spent several months in this cramped cell. It's 5 steps long, 2 steps wide. These walls felt oppressive during your first weeks, but people can get used to anything eventually. They feed you twice a day, they do not answer any questions, they take away the food if you scream too loudly. You think of your family often. How would they react if they heard you were facing execution for being part of an underground movement? Mother would die from grief. Execution always brings through death. Father's hair would turn white. Gloria would cry, Stefan would rage, and Nathan would become even more isolated. Sophia, how could she do such a thing? She said the Luckless were a family. She insisted so much on freeing the innocent mages. She urged you to support Patriarch Junius and the new faith. Maybe somebody impersonated her. That could also be possible. Magic is real in this world, apparently. Sophia said all that, and then she stood there and watched their fellow Luckless get killed and arrested, their lives lost, years of work undone and destroyed. Driven mad with rage, you punch the stone while blood splatters from your knuckles. It grows dark again. The lock on the door squeaks and the cell opens. They carry you out by the arms, but you no longer resist. You're sick of this. It's no use anymore. They seat you in the interrogation room. There is a man sitting across you, plain but well-tailored jacket, pale face with chiseled features, thick black mustache, black eyes watching your every move from their deep sockets. When did the secret chancellery first start watching? When did you all become pawns in their game? The nobleman keeps studying you with utter disdain. Look at she. She has blood? I don't know. Is this blood? The nobleman keeps studying you with utter disdain. Even grandfather never looked at you with such scorn. He wears a pendant in the shape of a wheel. His gloved hands rest atop a table with a walking stick leaning against it. Behind him stands Sophia, her head down. See, this is Sophia. She's been beaten as well. I don't know. Felipe el Ferro. Oh, this is the Inquisition. Nobody expected the secret chancellery. I am Baron Felipe el Ferro, advisor to the secret chancellery, but I have a dislike for titles. Call me Sir Felipe. That will suffice. I know everything about you, young Brante. Your father and grandfather are loyal servants of the Empire. Your brother is a noble by birth. Where did your life take such a turn? How did you stoop so low? Felipe the Iron, El Ferro, yes. Oh, the Iron Fist of Felipe, I see. The advisor to the secret chancellery shakes his head, presenting you with a clearly false smile of sympathy. You feel like a student in front of a strict teacher, but you will not leave this room with a mere flogging. Oh, the flogging will be just a mere flogging. And this is Felipe el Ferro. You young people don't even realize what you're doing, openly defying the church and its teachings, openly speaking out against the law. And when Junius gives you the order, you rake havoc in the capital, assault priests and free apostate, I don't know, witches sentenced to execution. Isn't that right, Sophia? Yes, Sir Felipe, it all happened exactly as you said. See, she's kept somehow in check. You shiver with disbelief. There was no order from Junius. That's not true, it never happened. You look at Sophia, but she will not look at you. Her eyes are only on Baron El Ferro, and he looks at you with a fatherly smile and a ruthless gaze. You are trapped. Now his words will be the truth, and nobody will ever believe anything you say. See, we are part of a bigger thing, political thing here. They are trying to blackmail Junius. They are trying to plant something on Junius, right? Felipe. And this is Felipe again. If only I could be like you, young Brante, a mere boy who thinks he can change the Empire all on his own. But I suppose it's a good thing I'm not that naive. Otherwise, I'd be in your shoes right now. and you'll be dealing with someone far worse than me. There are many things in this world that do not sit well with me either, but unlike your youthful rebellion, my goals are quite clear. My wish is to save the Empire, to save it from the likes of you, people who reject tradition and the laws given to us by the gods, fools who seek to set the mages free, practitioners of the new faith that's destroying the church from within. Even if their leader is a patriarch and an Archnian from an ancient dynasty. Few know my methods, and that is why they are effective. Thanks to Sophia and this secret society of hers, we have already managed to gather all the dangerous insurgents together and summarily deal with them in one fell swoop. The heretic Junius is next in line, but it is none of your concern. Let us speak of your fate now. Felipe produces a folder full of notes and puts it on the table in front of you. The folder bears your name. Your hands shake as you flip through the pages. There's everything, right? Right there. How you infiltrated the college during the siege, how you helped recruit more people for the Lotless, the articles you wrote for that newspaper, the advice you gave Sophia, your preparations for the March of the Colors. Your life over the past 3 years is laid down on these pages. Just the records of your presence at the Lotless meeting is enough to sentence you to execution, but that's the least of what you have done over these years. Your stomach churns. Do not expect your father's authority as a judge to save you from this, Brante. He's just a second-generation judge. A brief note from me and you will face through death. And then your father and the rest of your peculiar little family as well. What say you? Is there any reason I shouldn't do just that? Sir Felipe, He strikes Sophia swiftly and painfully. She doubles over and clutches at her stomach, grasping for breath. Slowly Felipe returns the walking stick to its previous position. His gaze never leaves you. See, she's kept in check in some way. Gabrielle, developers certainly took their fun with last names, although given what a melange the game is regarding the names, probably they never intended to maintain consistency. Yeah, well, this is basically the Inquisition, right? It's not really the Inquisition, right? Not the in-game Inquisition, but I guess, you know, it's a Torquemada right now, right? He's a bit of a Spanish character, yes. Welcome, William. Nice that you came back. We played a lot of this since last time. It's a very good game. I don't remember giving you permission to speak, but very well. I grant it, now speak. Sophia finally catches her breath and leans against the wall. She looks at you for the first time since the interrogation began. Sir Felipe, Brante grew up in Anisot like me. He is very bright and has proven himself to be quite capable since his very first days with the Lotless. You will find my description of him in my report. He will serve your cause in Magra well. Oh, dang it, she is. Is she kept in check in any way? Maybe the collar, you know, all that stuff. Does she have a collar? No. You do not look at Sophia. Her betrayal is the reason you ended up here. But now she's putting herself at risk to save your life. Why at risk? Felipe stares you down, his chin resting on his fist. Why at risk? She's just recommending me. I mean... yeah, but... Proved himself, you say? Then how about he proves himself to me as well? There are only two ways out of this room, Brante. One leads to the gallows, the other makes you my loyal servant. Thank your childhood friend for this mercy. I will give you one chance, and only one, to prove that you are useful to the secret chancellery. I'm listening. This is the secret police, basically, yeah. Wow, we would need Muramatsu for sure now. Prove that you will be useful. Betray the remaining lotless. Reject the secret chancellery. Wow. I'm a schemer, yeah, but wow. We could pull a politician move. I'm not opposed. Okay, here's the point. Okay, I talked about this, I think, but not maybe not that explicitly. I think there's no difference between those who approve the system and those who fight against the system. Because the point is always the system. And usually those who fight against the system want to impose another system, or at least another system will result from their actions, which will have its pros and its cons. So there's no real difference. The only difference is to stay out of the system, which is how I live, by the way, up until I started streaming, so almost 40 years of my life. Gabriel El Tornillo, Gabriel El Conejo, El Pájaro, Payaso. So I'm not really opposed. To me, Felipe El Ferro and the old Sofia were the same. They are two faces of the same coin, which is the system. So that's why basically if I had to replay this, I would make different choices. I wouldn't join the lotless, because to me the lotless is just like the lot. There's just a less of difference, which is a difference, but it's not that big of a difference, nothing too worth fighting and living for, in my opinion. So especially given such a broken system as the Empire, well, you are already reasoning a step further in a political way. The system can still be changed. The lotless could have been changed, the system. That's not the problem, though. The problem is a system. I mean, now I'm talking for what I think in life in general, so it's a bit more. So I wouldn't be opposed, not really betraying the remaining lotless, but maybe proving that I'm useful. So basically, I was, as I said, I was following Sophia's orders, and now I'm following another guy's orders. I'm still not free, If I reject the secret chancellery, what happens? I mean, what can we... You choose true death for yourself and dishonor for the Brante family. Oh, okay, so I'm getting true death. So the game ends. I suspect the game doesn't end, but our life for sure ends. Maybe there's another chapter, final chapter, which is fine. Again, we have to do our choice based on what we think. I won't betray them. I can't outwit him. Oh, I need 13. I'm at 12. Oh, I could have pulled the Sideshow Bob move. That would have been so cool. This is probably what I would have done actually in real life. But for one point of manipulation, I can't. Yeah, and look at the description. This would have been perfect. Oh, dang. Oh, I'm so bummed. This is what I would have done. And just for one point of manipulation, prick. Well, if I have to change sides, I want to have a big part. You know, I'm not gonna betray the remaining Lothless to save myself, no. I either die or you bring me with you. Or I'm becoming, you know, I'm changing the business for which I work. So this is my choice. A problem with the particular system shown in the game that it blends political and religious matters so hardly. Yeah, I'm trying to keep them, yeah, separated, but yeah. Yeah. Indeed, indeed. Well, this is my choice then. Recruitment. You pull yourself together and start thinking. There is only one way out of this prison and back to safety. You must prove that you are useful to the city hall. You have to prove to this noble advisor that you are more than just a noble malcontent. You have to prove that you can understand Felipe's intricate plans and play an important role in them. There you go. And so you start talking and Felipe listens carefully to every word you say. If you understand correctly, the noble advisor's plan was to create a secret society, the Lothless, in the capital, with Sophia as its leader, overseen and supported by the secret chancellery. The purpose of this group was to entice as many discontented young commoners as possible to join its ranks. And then, once that was done, the society would begin peaceful protests to support the mages, but those protests would quickly descend into chaos and bloodshed in the square when they tried to free the imprisoned mages. However, you conclude the Lothless and the March of the Colors were just bargaining chips whose purpose was to undermine the standing of Patriarch Junius, who is famous for showing his support for the mages, yes. Foment an act of rebellion that can be traced back to the powerful highborn leader of the new faith. That was Sir Felipe's goal all along, yes. Yes, obviously this is for political purpose, to undermine the new faith. All of a sudden, Sir Felipe breaks into a satisfied smile. You are intelligent indeed, Brante. I'm not sure what schooling you received from your father, but you'll make a fine agent for the secret chancellery. You sure have an eye for everything that matters. Right you are. The Lothless have outlived their usefulness. Soon we'll find and deal with the rest of those lowborn ragamuffins. Ragamuffins, my man? Color me impressed, but if you disappoint me, so much the worse for you. Now mark my words. From this moment on, you are my secret servant. This is your only lot in life now, as it were. You will obey me and no one else, and don't even think of mentioning the secret chancellery to anyone. You and Sophia will return to Anisot. Tell everyone you earned a small fortune in the capital or made wealthy friends. You're a slippery young man. Just think of something believable, will you? Once you're there, open a print shop. Don't waste too much time on it. This job will be your cover to keep you looking busy in public. My people will pay you visits from time to time and bring you instructions from me. I have big plans for your desert province. Really? Okay. We'll see, my Pharaoh guy. You and Sophia will return to Anisot. My every instruction must be carried out immediately. If you ever fail or try to fool me, your family will suffer along with you. Here, this should be enough for the print shop. Now you have something to bring back home. My family will never believe me. With a chuckle, Felipe drops a hefty pouch at your feet. It falls like a rock and makes a sound that only gold can make. Well, yes. We'll talk about this. Before you can say anything, he turns around and leaves. Once you're left alone with Sophia, she finally lets her emotion rise to the surface. Well, first of all, we are in this together, Sophia, so this is good, right? Second of all, obviously now we are misfits, right? I'm not sold, again, I'm not sold on Felipe, okay? I'm not embracing his cause, okay? But for sure, for example, our relationship, you know, we have few good relationships. Gloria, Nathan. I mean, Gloria couldn't believe this. So Gloria is gone, I guess. Let's see, Sophia, let's see. Try to be convincing. Don't you dare call me a traitor. Do you think it was easy for me to watch my friends being killed? Nobody would have left the room alive if it wasn't for me. Yes, I bound everyone I could with my spell, because otherwise you would have died trying to fight back. I hoped I could get everyone out of there alive, but I only got you out. Wow, only me? Well, the others are alive though. And now Felipe is about to eliminate the rest of the Lotless, but we can do nothing to save them now. And as for you and me, Felipe has us on his leash now. We'll have to survive like this. We can't run from him. If I don't do what I'm told, he'll have me collared and sent back to the House of Humility to be an obedient, soulless puppet. But we have each other now. We can do this. Don't lose hope. I'm not sure about this. Well, there's few possible outcomes with Felipe, I guess. Well, I guess. I'm not gonna be his puppet, obviously. A jailer enters the room before you can say anything else. You are led out of the prison and into the yard. You wince at the light of the sun and the shining pillar. A carriage takes you back to the flophouse where you took refuge after the March of the Colors. The driver kindly informs you he has orders to take you back to Anisot in 3 days. 3 days. You start packing. It all feels like a dream. Everything will happen exactly as Felipe said. You have nowhere to run. If you try to flee, they'll find you, and they will find your family first. In the blessed Darknian Empire, there is no way to start over with a clean state. The twins and the secret chancellery see all. Whoa. Your months in prison are in the past, but can you truly call yourself free now? You'll be going home soon. Oh, dangs it. Yeah, my father will be enthusiastic about me. It's all about the money. Felipe El Ferro, a lesser-known but very powerful official entrusted with the task of protecting the Empire from arrest and dangerous plots of all kinds. The guise of an unassuming nobleman of the sword conceals a man who wields incredible authority and controls spy networks that span the entire empire. Indifference. Relations +2 though. Agent of the Secret Chancellery happened. You now serve the Secret Chancellery. Your life and fate are in the hands of the advisor Felipe El Ferro. He didn't even get us a house in Spain. Just before you leave the capital, you overhear something unusual on the street. Junius, Patriarch of Astinia and one of the leaders of the new faith, will stand trial before a church tribunal. The Order of the Inquisition has accused Patriarch Junius of patronizing blasphemous witches and disseminating heresy. The Holy Tribunal claims that Junius was scheming to free all witches and sorcerers from the collars that fetter their accursed powers. And what's worse, The Patriarch was also accused of forming the Lotless, a dangerous secret society based in the imperial capital. Members of this society have been assaulting inquisitors and priests of the church, as well as freeing witches from the cleansing fire and helping them escape the holy law. Now the Patriarch must face the holy tribunal of the Inquisition in Eterna. By all accounts, this is a devastating blow to the new faith and the end of days for Junius himself. The Inquisition will make the most of this opportunity to rid the land of this unwelcome Patriarch who dared to shake the foundation of the old faith. But then comes the sudden news of Patriarch Junius' reply to the Holy Tribunal. It is no less stunning than the accusation. This is Patriarch Junius. These words are nothing but lies. I will say this to anyone who dares to bring this accusation against me in person, but I want those hypocrites to bear the full weight of the responsibility for this slander against me, my flock, the Diamond Dynasty, and the Holy Order. I agree to stand trial before the Holy Tribunal, but I will face them on my own land and on my terms. Patriarch Junius has already received strong support from Patriarch Luke and many priests across Archnia. Parishes of the new faith throughout the Empire are now speaking out in support of Junius. The Church of the Twin Gods is about to be rent in twain. The Inquisition has no choice but to revoke the trial in order to avert the coming schism. The new official stance is that Patriarch Junius has been wrongfully accused, and the Holy Tribunal will now apply more cautious judgment during any further trials against the followers of the new faith. Following the teachings of Patriarch Fotis is no longer seen as a heresy by the Inquisition. Okay, so they are trying to absorb the new faith instead of rejecting and causing a schism. Very, very smart. I'm going to play FIFA with my friend now. Bye, Gabriel. Thank you for being here, for passing by. And which team are you choosing, though? Leave us with this info, precious info. You are choosing Argentina, right? You are choosing Uruguay, right? Let us know. The trial of Junius has been averted. Oh, I would love to be able to play FIFA after so many years. I was actually a Pro Evolution Soccer guy, but it now sucks, it seems to me, right? So, yeah. Manchester City? You like to win easily, huh? Well, have a good play, Gabriel, thank you. Thank you, really. Try AC Milan. Why not? The trial of Junius has been averted, but the divide within the church is only deepening. The new faith has directly challenged the old faith. The result is uncertain depending on who you ask. Some say Junius all but pled guilty. Others believe the Patriarch and the alleged rebellion against the church as well as the Inquisition is nothing but a ruse. There are also people who think the entire situation sounds like one of the secret chancellery's dirty deeds. Done their chip, dirty deeds, they done their chip. Dirty deeds, done their chip. Dirty deeds, they done their chip. Dirty deeds. Okay. One way or another, the Patriarch of Astinia and co-leader of the new faith remains at this post. But for how long? And how will be the old faith and the new faith clash? And how will the old faith and the new faith clash next? Schism is averted though. -1. It's still schismatic, but it's a bit less. That was a very smart damage control by the church. I'm always in favor of that, you know. That's always the best choice. This society is based on that principle. As soon as something different comes out, it has to be absorbed. Because nobody can be out of society. Everybody must be in, because when they are in, they have to endure the pressure of society. They will obey society, the bigger plans of society. This is the big difference between, let's say, 20th century societies, well, after Second World War, really, capitalistic societies like this. As soon as something new comes out, they absorb it. They make it a Facebook page, I don't know, a clothing firm. You are a geek? Oh, no problem. Look at these goggles, big round goggles. That's what geeks, or I don't even know. That's what. How is it called even? I'm not really into this stuff. Nerds. This is how nerds, this is what nerds use. There you go. Nerd clothing for you. There you go. And you are part of society. Now you start dressing in a certain way. It doesn't have to be the way everybody's dressing. It's just, you just have to embrace the principle. You are in a way, therefore you have to dress in a way. This is the important principle. Then it doesn't matter which way you are, as long as you embrace the principle, because this is capitalism, right? You have to buy stuff. For example. So that was a very smart damage control, yeah. Yeah. That's also why I don't believe in killing the enemy on the inside, You can't, because if you go in, it's the system that changes you. It's the system that embraces you. Once you enter a system, then you start acting inside the system. That's, self-evident, right? It's pure logic. So you're not going to destroy a system from the inside. Doesn't make sense. If you're in, you're in. However, a farewell to the capital. The Reglata and Talrina rivers meet outside the city walls. You have barely left the capital since you came here all those years ago. A breeze is blowing in your face, and the bright noon sun hangs above the shining pillar. Your stay in Eterna has come to an end. You arrived here, boy, full of hopes and aspirations, driven by your family's expectations and the desire to live your life as you saw fit. Where did your youthful ambition lead you in the end? Eterna never became your home. To you it was a place of turmoil and disappointment. That's all big cities for you. Huh? You girls from southern Italian villages that dream of Milan, the capital of porn and cocaine. There you go. You tried to change the curse of history, but history broke you in half and threw you away. You were too young and inexperienced. Your entire life was wrecked by a single decision. What future could you possibly have now? All of your hopes are buried here in Eterna, and you must leave this city behind. Your hands clench into fists as you think about it. You will have to live two lives. A public life as the owner of a print shop, and a secret life as a spy for the secret chancellery. This is the only path fate has in store for you now. Mother used to say that humility and hard work are the strength of the common folk. Each new blow brings less pain and teaches you to get back up more quickly. All you have to do is walk this path without showing weakness. But you strayed from the path of humility and graduated from the school of hard knocks. You learned to lie and manipulate others, to survive and hide and act in secret. As a teacher, Sophia had no equal. But what are you supposed to do now? Will you accept your role in the schemes of the secret chancellery, since it means well for the empire? Or will you have what it takes to find another way? There you go. And use your new position for schemes of your own. Many things must have changed back home by now. You recall Gloria particularly fondly. The way she used to rebel all the time and defy her lot to write poems. She always fought hard to be herself, no matter what other people or the law said. Gloria was the only one who supported your decision to find your own path. You want to see her so badly, and tell her all the news and share the joy of your return with her. Not really. You have to get her a gift from the capital, something that will matter to your sister while there's still time. You decide to buy her a book she could never find in an Izot. Yes, obviously. You start combing through the market. You go to 5 bookstores, but you see nothing suitable. One last shop, and then it's time to leave, you promise yourself. The store is marked by an unremarkable sign on an unremarkable building. You enter a dark room full of bookshelves. On one of these shelves you see a small book bound in black leather. The name of the author, Char Milanidas, is stamped in gold. You peek inside. Okay, this is the rebellious Archduke, right? Rebellious Duke, there you go. How strange. This is not a biography of the rebellious Duke and his rebellion. It's not even a study of his legacy. It's a book of his poems. You thumb through the pages and realize that Gloria would enjoy this book very much. The poetry of Char Milanidas is about love and struggle and strength of will and the drive to keep fighting even when all hope is lost. The book costs almost nothing. It leaves the bookstore with you. You leave the capital the morning after. The carriage hired by the secret chancellery awaits you at the door. Eterna, the city where you spent 4 years, slowly disappears on the horizon. Will you ever see the capital again? You don't know. You don't know. The book, a gift for Gloria, is in your hands. There you go, Gloria. Homecoming. After 4 years in the capital, you return to your home city of Anisot. Oh, I'm very curious. The end of youth. We are adults now. The years of your youth have come to an end. The time has come to leave the capital behind and return to your family and new business in your hometown of Anisot. The years away from home were full of tumult and hardship. Your adult shoulders now bear the burden of your first life-changing decisions. Did you have the freedom to choose this lot for yourself, or was it your destiny all along, ever since your childhood years? All you can do now is follow the path that lies before you. But the path lies. It lies. And there it goes, our youth. Big events. The arrival to the capital, the path of the Lotless we chose, the march of the colors, the start of the beginning of the end, the attack on the Lotless, the agent of the secret chancellery, which is what we are now. There you go. We now serve the secret chancellery. So, we went to the capital, we arrived in Eterna, we were 16. Yes, I think so. We arrived in Eterna, the ancient capital of the blessed Archnian Empire. Then 17. You remain in the common estate, with no choice but to fend for yourself and make your own way into the world. We remain the commoner. Then 18 years old. The March of the Colors, the march in defense of the witches ended in chaos and carnage in the streets of Eterna. 19 years old. Am I right? 8, 7, 90, right? 19 years old. Attack on the Lotless. The secret society of the Lotless was struck down by the secret chancellery. Many of the conspirators were captured. And the big thing, you now serve the secret chancellery. Your life and fate are in the hands of advisor Felipe El Ferro, the Inquisitor, basically. After 4 years in the capital, you return to your home city of Anisot. We are 19. We leave the capital with diplomacy 8. We are still unknown, man. Theology 11, we are followers. Manipulation, 12, we're not clever, we're just canny. Dang it. Valor 9, we're weak in battle. Eloquence 13, we are silver tongue. That's good. And scheming 13, we are dangerous one. Well, yes, we are schemers and manipulators, and yes. There we go. Let's peek at our adult life. We are 20 now. Yes.
A full adult now, I returned from the capital a changed man. Yet, my hometown was not the same as I had left it. Fate had difficult times in store for all of us.
And we continue writing our book. Chapter 4, Peacetime. A note from underground. The carriage makes its way along the road. You see the land of Margaret through the window, empty and desiccated by ancient magic. Your home, Anisot, is but a few hours away along this road. The carriage is stuffy and hot from the sun, even with the thick blinds pulled tight. It's a familiar heat, but you will now need to get used to it again. The heat weighs heavily on you, but it also reminds you of your childhood. You will see your family again soon. How will they react to you? Will they accept you after you betrayed their hopes and their trust? Oh, even, right. You're back in your native province. You'll be home soon, but you are no longer the boy who took this very road to the capital 4 years ago. But who are you now? Clandestine? Outlaw? A rebel? Or an agent of the secret chancery? What future awaits you now? Can you get your freedom back? Can you save everything you hold dear? Yeah, Gloria, right? To drive away the worries about your new life and new destiny, you reread Sophia's letter yet again. And this is Sophia. I'm glad you didn't do anything stupid and choose to seize your chance for freedom, Brante. I'll go to Anisot a week after you. Both of us coming back at the same time might attract unwanted attention. I mean, it's just 1 week. Whatever. It's best if nobody even knows we have anything to do with each other. We'll find an excuse for our frequent meetings later. You should go home and reconnect with your family. Don't draw any attention. Keep your head down. Don't leave that old house of yours. When the time comes, I'll find you. Tell everyone you're planning to open a print shop. Find a building to rent for it. Someplace far from prying eyes. Prying eyes? It'll be our underground headquarters. I'll tell you more about our mission when we meet. That's all. You put the letter back in your pocket. The walls of Anisot have finally emerged on the horizon. Before you do anything else, you are going home. Outcomes of the chapter, we don't look at that. Outcomes from the Brante family, we don't look at that. Events, we don't look at that. Deeds that you can accomplish, we don't look at that. The sections that open in this chapter, occupation screen is now available. This one. Unrest 4 represents how rebellious the commoners of the province are and how ready they are to fight for their rights. It determines the influence of the last straw in Anisot and the power of the impending rebellion. Spy Network 4 Infiltration. Your covered citywide network of spies and informants. It determines the influence of the secret chancery in the city of Anisot. Okay. Let's just speak in the meantime. I wanna peek. We are 20. Homecoming. Ooh, ooh. Why not? I don't know. You tell me why not. Thank you, Dizzy. Thank you, Dizzy. Thank you, Dizzy. I'm so happy to have you here, actually. Yeah, I can't believe my eyes, that's why. That's my reaction. The carriage stops. The familiar gate. Your bedroom window. The same one you used to climb out of at night from time to time. The well-tended garden with its imported soil, delightful greenery, and mother's beloved violet irises. The porch you used to jump off when you were little. You are home. You touch the handle of the front door and halt for a moment. It's been 4 years since you left for Eterna, but it feels like yesterday. The air inside is so cool as usual. Father cannot stand the stuffy room and insists on constantly airing out the house. Inside the house, the first thing you hear is the sound of someone running out of the library. Your sister Gloria appears and immediately throws her arms around you. Her joy is so strong you barely manage to stay on your feet. Oh, she grew up. Gloria is dressed in men's clothing, including culotte, a frock coat, and a necktie with a massive pin. She's almost unrecognizable in her new attire. There are dark circles under her eyes, as though from lack of sleep or frequent tears. Brother, I've been waiting for you for so long. I'm proud to see you've chosen your own path and decided to live the way you want. You're actually going to open your own print shop? You're going to print books? Even poetry? Yeah, she will want to be published. Speaking of poetry, from the inner pocket of your jacket you produce a small book bound in soft black leather. Gloria gingerly accepts your gift. She notices the author's name, Charmilanidas, on the cover and knits her brow, but after quickly flipping through the pages, she showers you with gratitude. I thought Milanidas was just a warlock. I had no idea he wrote poetry. How fascinating. I'm going to read it all from cover to cover. Mother comes out of the sitting room, leaning on Nathan's arm. You immediately see signs of the illness mentioned in the letters from home. Her back is bent, her hair is grey, a thin web of wrinkles cover her face, and her complexion has lost its color. She slowly embraces you. Her arms feel nearly weightless. You press your face into her shoulder, breathing in the nearly forgotten, dearly beloved smell. Breathing in the nearly forgotten, dearly beloved smell. Mother holds you by the shoulders and studies you for a long time. Mother Lydia, there you go. You've been away so long, son. It's just a shame your journey was in vain. You didn't become a judge or even a priest. I guess it's your fate to bear your lot until the very end. But you'll endure it. That's how I raised you. Nathan, my man! Wait, you joined Nirvana? What happened to you? Nathan approaches you after Mother. Your younger brother is the same height as you now. His hair almost reaches his shoulders, but he still has the same lost look in his eye he had when he was a boy. It's good to see you, brother. Home just hasn't been the same without you. Who care about your estate, right? I'm just glad you're here with us again. Man, why are you smoking, Nathan? You pat Nathan on the back. Loud footsteps echo down the stairs. Stefan appears. His shoulders have grown broader, and his features have become harsher, just like grandfather's. He stares you and Nathan down with contempt, his arms crossed on his chest. Welcome back, Kamana. I'd hoped you'd become my equal, but apparently you just didn't have it in you. I guess you're no better than Nathan. I can only hope you'll know your place from now on. Why did Father even send you to the capital in the first place? As Stefan says these words, you see Father appear from his study. He looks older now. His back is hunched and he squints. There are deep lines around his mouth and silver threads in his dark hair and moustache. He stops a few steps away and examines you from head to toe. He does not say a word, shaking his head slowly. You explain yourself to Father. This was the only path you could have taken. The college and the judge's calling were not for you. However, your time in the capital was not spent in vain. You made many influential friends there, and now you plan to open a print shop in Anisot and make a good living. You do your very best to make this sound convincing. No one can ever see through your cover story. This is our father Robert. When I sent my son to the capital, I expected him return a nobleman. But the man who stands before me is a commoner, a merchant, an artisan. I had such high hopes for you, but our family's future rests in Stefan's hands now. Oh well, I've had enough time to make my peace with this. You are still a member of this family. We'll see how your shop fares. Perhaps you can still find a way to contribute to the Brante household. He lets out a bitter chuckle. Then after a pause, Father spreads his arms wide to embrace you. You're finally home, my son. Nathan. Well then, time for dinner. Your mother has prepared a veritable feast in your honor. For the first time in years, your entire family shares a meal at the same table. Well, sure. We peaked. We'll take this decision next time.